All right. It looks like we're working here. We're functioning. Great. Uh Hopefully word went out. Looks like someone made it here. Um Usual problem. Can you hear me? If you could let me know, anyone, that would be cool. I'd really appreciate it just cuz so many times, they just make it so I can't be heard. Literally, they block the mic or whatever. I have to end the stream and start it again. So maybe give me a thumbs up if you can hear me or something like that. I'd appreciate that. Um, so the topic, the truth about millionaires, right? The truth about millionaires, and on up, huh? Those with the money and the power here, all the money. How do they get it? Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. And anything comes up on your mind, please bring it out. Next week, we're going to do a live to all, let's see, I want to get them subscribers. So those people that have subscribed and aren't paying, a small fee over the month to be in the live ones, I'm going to start doing once. Okay, you can hear good. Hey, thank you. I'm gonna start doing once a month. I'm gonna do live for everyone. So, and then the other kind of whatever 3-ish live Thursdays will be, members only. The way we're doing it, I just want to kind of get the feel out for others because so many people came last time. All right. Truth about millionaires. Let's just talk about this because I mean, it's just a topic that they really want us to spend a lot of our time and energy on. Money, right? Money is basically the focus of everyone's thinking because they've got us controlled so much that, just to eat or have a home or just the absolute fundamentals of life you have to pay for, even though it doesn't cost them a thing to provide it. They have management of the entire country and could feed and house everyone for free, no problem, and have lots of resources left over because that's what a government's supposed to do, right? We manage, this land mass. Instead, they just kick it back to themselves and all their friends, all the money and control. Just, hey, it's us, So, being a millionaire, it's fake because you have to know there are two groups of people here, right? One that know, oh, we're in a never changing time loop. Sorry, you don't know that, but the script is never going to change and they know it. You see which stocks go up and down and, you know, which catastrophe happens on which day and stuff. They can't forget it. They remember. They know. Okay. That's how you become a millionaire because otherwise, let's just look at society, right? Is anyone told the truth on any topic in any school ever? All right. How you doing? No, no one's told the truth. And I don't mean, I mean on every single topic. If you went to school, you were lied about everything except for, some parts of communication tools, right? Here's what English is. They don't teach you the signs and symbols, the hidden things that they use, right? They don't teach you that. They're like, here's a little bit of information so we can tell you what to do. Here's math, we made it up. Here's English, we made it up. I mean, these are the systems of control and communication we're going to use. We're not adding concepts in there that aren't in there. Don't think of any concepts that we haven't told you. We'll tell you everything's true. The science is already figured out on what? Everything. Everything we tell you. Anyway, the science is already figured out. Everything is known. Everything is and it's like, okay, well, if that's true, how come you're lying about every single thing? It's already figured out. The script is already figured out. So You know what? I used to, be on social media actually, you know what I mean, outside of this platform, and they kicked me off of everything. It's not like I can be on the social media anymore. But it's really amazing to me, I guess, just what's actually going on out there, I mean, like, it's either you know everything, and you own everything, and you have all the money and all the control, and really you don't know anything that's going on, and you're being lied to all day every day by everyone you know and that you don't know. All you're doing is being lied to. So I mean, how is it possible to accumulate wealth under those conditions? You're being lied to the whole every second of your life from birth to death, and no one's going to tell you the truth, not ever. They're just never going to do it, not ever. And so how would you then, you know at what point were you be like, oh my god, everybody's lying to me, and figure it out, and then be like, oh and they waste so much of our time all day every day, like, you know it's amazing if you can get a roof over your head and eat. I mean, that is being wealthy if you're not one of them. It's but it's meant to, it's this programming that's meant to make you feel, oh, you're lesser than them because you're not, you know you don't know exactly what's going on. I mean, it's just they don't have any heart. You see what I'm saying? That's what's going on. Can you imagine having the wealth of, like, millions, billions, trillion? Can you imagine accumulating that, and then just it's cool with you that X number of millions of people are homeless? That's cool with you. Like, you have enough money to solve that all just with your own money, and nah. They don't have a heart. There's nothing, there's every kind of bird, right? There's all these kind of birds, hawks and doves. There's predators and prey, right? There's that prey, and there's the predators. That's just well, that's the same with fish, isn't it? Okay. It's the same with what? Animals of all kinds, right? Everything is like that. And so why would humans be different? They're not. They think they're better than us, but that's why pride is why they fell. I mean, let's just say it, they're fallen angels. I don't, you know, it's just reality. I mean, they want to stop me from just saying the absolute simple truth of what's going on. And what makes you think that? I mean, I just want to. Maybe no one's introduced this concept before, but I would say, in my opinion, 99% of the people that are on social media aren't people. You know what I mean? They're just, and they don't have a body. You know what I mean? They're just demons, jinn, whatever you want to call them. These other species that are here, and they can make images appear and sound. Okay, that doesn't mean they have a body, and but they are trying to control your thoughts and minds, and they're an apparition, these creatures, and some of them can take form, whatever. But I mean, they're like, you should be like us. It's like, you know what part of the life that you're living and the way you're treating people would anyone want to live like you? You know what I mean? All the adults that are trained to be like, children, go get more toys. More money you have, the more toys you should have, because you're a freaking idiot child. What? That's our, that's like literally our entire culture. We don't have any culture outside of that, right? You should get more money, and then you can buy more stuff, and then you have more stuff. Ha! That's the, like, I don't know any culture outside of that we have. Like, that's vapid, empty, nothing, heartless, lacks any caring for anyone, right? Every single country the same or worse, you know what I mean? Like, just empty, nothing, a desert of caring for others, just putting all the pressure on us. Oh, you got student loans, you know, the only way that money is created, literally the only way, there is no other way. Money is created in this country is somebody gets a loan. So they're like, "Oh, you got a loan." Well, there's no other way to get money, and you make us pay for shit. So how would we not be getting money? I mean, it's such a, it's such a mind fuck. The whole thing. It's just pure evil programming. All of it. They control all the resources, all the everything that moves, everything that sits in place, all the services, all the just they control everything. And it's all about, we don't have enough, da 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 da. And now you literally got everything for free in the entire infrastructure. All you have to do is keep it up, right? Is you got all the buildings and everything for free. You didn't have to knock down anything. You could have just gone with what you had and let everybody live their lives, and there's plenty for everyone. But no, that's not what we're doing. They keep their control with this whole money thing. Oh, but what do you have to do? I mean, I know because it's just a fact that devil offered me, $485 million sitting right next to me in Chase Bank for my soul. So how are the numbers to work out? You know, who can get a mortgage? I mean, maybe someone can. You know what I mean? Maybe, yeah, someone in these rare circumstances, maybe someone can. But how does that get all the mortgages for all the houses in all the cities and every city? How? I don't. Do you know anyone that can go get a mortgage? I don't know anyone. I literally have to work every single day that I can, that I'm not taking care of family or whatever. If I haven't worked every single day, and I mean every single day, 7 days a week, I wouldn't be able to keep a roof over my head. No one wants the truth. This work that I have to, like have to still sell live weekly. Like I don't get traffic on this stuff, Like we have to pay for traffic. It's like, does anyone have any more truthful, better information than me? I know. I mean, no one's even in the ballpark. I'm not being egotistical. I'm just saying name anyone. And yet they are all crazy wealthy. Millions of views, like it's 100% fake society. The 100%, 100%. It's not like, oh, there might be this secret, what are you talking about? You know, the military's in place to move the drugs, right? From here to there, and they all know it. And they're selling all the drugs to everyone on every street corner. The military. They're the one with the vehicles to get everything everywhere. Cartels are fake. It's just, come on. They're just purely evil. That's all they are until you accept that. Who would want to have so much that it's enough for everyone and then just go, I'm going to, you're not getting any of it. What is, you know, that's not an illness that needs a cure. That's just the way they are. The private life, right? The life that you create. And that's, a private in relation to a trust means you created a trust yourself. So your karma, your actions, that's what the only thing that matters. They're just purely evil and they're lying their entire life. Or look, well, I didn't know. Well, you were an adult, so you didn't figure out they were lying. No, you're one of them. I mean, I'm stupid. Well, you're human. You can't just claim I'm stupid. You're human. Now, uh, yeah. John, please help us to better understand what these guys are saying when they say that integrated auxiliary for 501c1A, and they say that Washington State has special rules among the states. You know, integrated auxiliary. I don't know. The auxiliary part doesn't matter. In the 508, right? It's a I better look it up, right? I'll look it up. It is a, oh, this is, let's just read it, right? Churches, comma, they're integrated auxiliaries, whatever that just means, like churches. Churches, another word that means churches, because comma is means it combined with the first word of the sentence. So churches, churches. Then comma and, so a double separation, conventions, right? So this falls under any trust that's created can fall under convention. Unless you have a church, you can use a church, and have a trust be an actual church, that's fine too. But convention is agreement between two parties, and two parties in this case, there are two parties, right? There's trustee and grantor, and there's a straw man person, and there's a real person. So there's two persons. So, and then it says and conventions, okay? And then it says or association of churches. So it's churches, conventions, churches. That's just breaking it down. It's that simple, okay? Uh, there it is. Okay. Good question. Okay. Washington State is probably you're talking about rules for registering. Every state has different rules for registering a trust. I go through the registration, the mentor program. That's where like how you do things with the trust, and then how you ask questions about specific things. Best way is to get in our private forum in the classroom and just type your thing in there, like, hey, what about this? Like me, because I'm cool talking about it on here. That's why I'm on here. But I'm just also saying that's a good tool for you to know about and use should you need more exacting specific answers and stuff like that. Okay. And let's see, and that they get a charities exemption letter from Washington State. Oh, I don't know anything about that. And what would that have anything to do with the IRS? Nothing. You can get a charities exemption. You apply for it from any state. That's part of the instructions I give in the mentor program too. So, Washington State can give what? They can give a state exemption, like from sales tax. That has nothing to do with the IRS. Nothing, right? The IRS gives 501c3 status. It's not 508. No, that's just a clause that what? Allows for 501c3 status. So this trust has 501c3 status. And anyone asks, that's what you answer. They go, oh, is this a nonprofit? And you go, this, yeah, it has 501c3 status. They're like, so it's a nonprofit. They're like, yeah. End of. There's no more talk about anything. It simply has 501c3 status, and I've never had an issue with that. Okay. So, it does. And if you need to present that information of why it is and so on, again, in the mentor program we teach how to do that. So yes, a state can give a state tax exemption. The IRS gives its exemption from taxes. So Washington State has no part in that. Okay. Good question. I'm glad we unraveled that little ball of yarn. Great. Thank you for the question. John, what's a good high limit credit card to apply for with 750 score? The best credit card in America, right? For any business, anyone, right, is a Chasing Preferred, right, for your trust. because if you've done your work for getting a credit profile for the trust and registered and stuff like that, you get like 3 times the limit that Chase would give you normally. And, I don't know, expect if you've done what I said to get 25, maybe higher, as a credit limit. And the annual fees like, I forget what it is, $100 or $200, and it has all the best everything, high credit limit, great points, you know, and it reports to everything. So not your personal, but I mean out there in the business. So it's a great reporting card. It's a great bonus. It's great. 3% back plus a multiplier. So it's like 4% back on all online advertising. Um, and kind of like some services like that, Microsoft or what have you. And if you're in business, you need to do that. So it's a great card. Um, that being number one, you know. But I don't know what your situation is. Maybe you haven't built your stuff for your trust or whatever. Maybe you don't already have a relationship with Chase. I don't know. You know, it matter. All those things matter, and that's why. Good segue. When I started the show, I was saying I'm going to do once a week. Live to not just members but subscribers, and it's next week. And the topic is how to have a summer vacation for free, and we're going to go into credit card details and topics and stuff like that. And so, next week, so we'll go more into that. Like, come back and we'll talk more next week too. What for personal? Oh, okay. Well, really, if Chase is available and convenient to you, you would bank with them with your trust. And assuming that, uh, then you want to get in to Chase family. You always want to get into Chase first, always, of any credit cards, anytime ever, because of the 524 rule. And they have the best credit. So you always want to go for Chase first, always, if you can get it, always. So personal, I would go, it depends on what your goals are, Um, if you could get if you're banking with them already or whatever, then they're more inclined to give you their better cards and higher limits. Okay, if you're banking with Chase already, that their relationship, they just let you in the door easier to their credit products. So, I'd get one of, because if you get the Ink Preferred, it already has a multiplier on it. So why get, like the Sapphire Reserve? Getting the Sapphire Reserve was $600 annual fee or 550 or something like that. If you travel, cool. You know what I mean? A lot, because you get a $300 travel credit, and it's actually, they have a good travel portal and stuff like that. So, but if you don't, then you want to, you're poor, like most of us in here. I just want to get real. You're not spending like money, like, then one of the freedom products is good at Chase to start with. It's also, you can get in easier with it. But here's, it depends on the rest of your credit profile too. Like, the goal is to get, for your personal, high limit credit card as fast as possible, and you want to get to the Ink Preferred as fast as possible from Chase. So you may not to be able to do that on your first go. You have to build in a certain way to get that. So having a high limit credit card already reporting to your personal credit, like from one of the biggies, Amex is easier to get. So if you don't have much of a credit profile already, then you want to get in with Amex first, American Express, and start with like their no annual fee. I think they got a cash card or something for 2%. Anyway, it's a great family to get into the Amex, because they give high limits. You can every 90 days plus a couple days, you can, if you been spending the card, they've changed this, I've noticed a little bit lately, but cards you put and spend on and stuff, you can triple the credit limit up to 25,000 without showing any uh, financials or anything. So if they give you a credit card, it's like 5,000. Wait 90 days if you're using that to put your spend on. They'll put it to 15,000, 90 days, and then keep spending on that card. You'll get it up to 25,000. So that's sitting there showing on your personal credit report. Then you want to get into Chase. Look into the 524 rule. You can't get in it. You have to know that, and it's why you're driving as fast as you can to Chase. And Amex is a good one to get you there. They don't report well to the when you get their business products, but they give high limits and they give a lot of credit. They're still out there giving a lot of credit right now. And easy to get, and there's no hard pull when you get future credit products with them. Once you're in the door with Amex, one hard pull for the rest of your life with them. It's amazing. So they're who you want to get in with first. But the first one you want to make a path to the Inc. Preferred, for your trust. That's where you want to go. And then just go sideways with everything you can get, So that's a good question. So I hope I gave enough information there to be useful. All right, that's Kelly there, I think. Can we put can we put on our website that we are 501c3? Yes, without mentioning 50. Yes. Please do. That's what you should do. That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing you should tell people is 501c3 organization, 501c3. That, you know what I mean? This is a 501c3 organization. That's how they always say it. And people go, oh, that's nonprofit. And that's all true. And that's it. End of. Just keep it at that. You see? That's what you're operating as. That's just, everyone understands it. Don't get into the 508 blah blah blah. What are you, an accountant, especially to the IRS? Me neither. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I've just explained it why it works, but that's not what you. Don't spend your life explaining this. It's just boring, old, same old 501c3. They're like, oh, all right, you're basically this. You're nobody, but you're nice. Okay, we'll help you. Great. That's what you want. Use. We are under a set of rules of mind control programming. So are they. Use it to your benefit. Not to their benefit anymore, to yours. You're deprogrammed. Get on with it if you're not. And they still are. So tell them exactly what they need to hear, like if you were evil, and like, young girls, what do you do? You like all the evil guys just tell them exactly what they want to hear, right? Okay. But that's like you're courting the bankers. Hey, I want to, come in your bank and give it to you, like I'm just saying. Tell them what they want to hear. Just accept their programming. They are programmed to do that. Just tell them what they want to hear. Otherwise, they go, whoa, red flag. Like, you know what I mean? They're just looking for anomalies outside the basic, fundamental, boring programming that everyone is under. So never raise a red flag. You see what I'm saying? Tell them what they want to hear. That's what you want to hear. Blah, blah, blah. There you go. You heard it. Credit card, bank account, blah, blah. There you go. Okay? Yeah. Keep it simple. You got it. About time you show. I have nothing but authorized user accounts, no permies. Oh, okay. Recently cleaned profile. I gotcha. Well, then you really want to bank. Where are you banking? You know what I mean? Like, wherever you're banking, they'll give you a credit card first. You know what I mean? Like, you have money in their bank, you're okay as a credit risk to them with your score and money in the bank. So go into whoever you bank with now and get a credit product for your person. That's who, in that case. Okay, just go right into them and ask them, whoever it is. That's the first in the door is who you're banking with. Boom. Okay, good question. You heard Google offers 10K a month and ad credit grant. Oh, no, I haven't. You need an exemption letter for that. You know, you need an exemption letter. Google I haven't seen them be very useful and helpful, to be honest with it. They have yet to pay out on YouTube. You know what I mean? For these subscriptions, they still haven't paid out to the trust. So, I'm not seeing anything good about them. YouTube is Google, so uh but you don't know until you try. So if somebody say they got some free money, try and get it. Like, did you say free useful money? I'll click it and see if you can get it. I mean, they say no, and then you like call the reconsideration, send an email. What else do you need? Stick with it until we said no. Okay, no, 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 and then we say, oh, yeah, you need some ID, or yeah, oh, okay, I got that. Go for all the money you can get. As much as you can. Uh, that's what I say. We'll talk about you getting it back some other time, which they can't. It's in the trust, so just go for everything you can get. Okay. Oh man, good questions. Like, fired off a few good ones there. Way to go. Had like a list working and stuff. Everybody like had something on their mind. Fabulous. Thank you. So the topic for tonight is who's a millionaire, right? It's like, now. I mean, can you imagine, like, no, lottery's real? It's like, what? Like, here. Oh, somebody won $100. Oh, great, I won $100. Well, keep paying. You'll never. I mean, come on. It's everything is an absolutely rigged game. Everything. They already know. You know everything that's going on. So easy for them to make the right choices. In fact, what else could they do? The script is already. They can't get it out of their head. They never could be able to. In fact, you got to wonder, like, how bad did you do to have to be, poor as a Disney character here? You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy to be rich once you know the script. So easy. Like, has so many houses, and all these people in them. And and all the new cars, right? I just drive through Florida. New car, 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 new car. And then it's like, oh, well preserved old car because Florida weather, right? Oh, hey, somebody else poor, new car, new car, new car, new car, new car, new car. You know, everyone is just absolutely rich everywhere in Florida, except for a few poor people, but even they are living in houses and stuff that, like, wait a second. Like, you go down this, like, I just remember living in a small town, Venice, in Florida, and it's the according to the story, that's where they train the 9/11 pilots, so it's at Venice Airport, this little airport on the beach, and they have this main road, beautiful, built by God, with a little mall, a walkway. I mean, an area in between. Like this little fairy village, and the road goes right to the beach, and it's all like walking, nice shops and stuff for this area. And I'm just gonna say it. There are it's a small place, okay? It's like 3 blocks of this, maybe one, two, three, maybe four, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like 3, 4 blocks, something like that. Anyway, there are 3 olive oil places, separate stores. I'm like, what are we? How much? You have a storefront, all that junk in it, and it's like you all watch a little too much. What is that? That Robert De Niro stuff. The whole mafia movie stuff. Like, you watch a little too much of that olive oil, like, because they have an olive oil place in the movie. I don't get this. You know what I mean? Like, the script is so pathetic everywhere around you. It makes no sense. You're wealthy enough to have a storefront. I'm sure you have a house in the neighborhood. You live in this beachfront community and you're selling olive oil. That's quite a story you have there. You might want to improve it a little bit. You need to Who gave you that script? Did you think that up? Like that's a bad who how did you get that script? It's just everything is just pathetic, you know? You know that when the plague, we had a plague, right? I used to go film every night. I would go to the hospital, remember? I would film live every night. I would walk around the hospital, remember when I would do that? The hospital closed and has been empty for now whatever, a couple of years. And absolutely, after I did that, within, I would say, a week or two or something like that, they closed that hospital and no longer use it. They don't have an alternate one. They simply closed it. not, not making this up. You can go look it up. The Venice hospital. They're supposed to be selling to somebody else or something now. It's like every part of the script is so stupid. You know, I mean, how do you be a millionaire? You're one of them. Come on. Or God chose you to have some money and you have some for some specific reason. You know what I mean? But pretty much, because what's the quote, right? Let's just say, okay, let's say it. It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. That's the Christians, right? From the Bible and the Quran. Uh, those that deny our verses are arrogant towards them. The gates of heaven will not be open for them, nor will they enter paradise until a camel enters into the eye of a needle. And thus do we recompense the criminals. Slash bankers, you know what I mean? Like them. Like, yeah. Oh, you're rich. Oh, well, we don't need to talk. Just over there. Come on, like how else could you know all this and have all this money and stuff? Just how? Like, look around you. So don't feel bad that you don't have it. That's, because all this history and all this BS, like, oh, like I'm sorry, but everything we've been told is fake. Like the deeper you go, the more fake it gets. You know what I mean? There was no World War II. It's fake. It didn't happen. And so just think of what they're trying to do with the mental programming behind that. Like German people are evil. What? You know what I mean? Like it didn't happen. So you're trying to say certain people are really evil. Like, these are stories that never happened. So you're trying to pass off large population groups as inherently like to be nervous about them and like putting just trying to get you to dislike other people based on their stories they made up, that none of them are true. It's so comprehensive, it's the opposite of actually what's going on. So you need to get over this programming, start to use it on them, start to feel good when you built up your credit and took a couple hundred G's from them. You're like, money, it's not a million, but it's, a lot more than I had. Yes. Maybe you can keep doing that and get up to, a house one day or whatever, with a lot of freaking work, right? That's what we got. Okay, let's look and see what we got here. What do we tell people that say not paying your credit card bills is dishonest? Oh, and not Christian. Oh, that slavery to the devil is preferable to being a Christian. When did Jesus get pissed off? Right, slavery from banking, the money lenders. Right, the bank never signs a document. They are liars. We are their slaves. Literally, their slaves. In God we trust. Who's we? The devil. Is the name we? Jesus Christ. Simple question. is the name way Jesus Christ? Is that Jesus Christ? No, it's not. So obviously, every other name is the name of the devil. Period. Logically, obviously, because that guy has one name, so you'd use it if you meant it. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. This is not a Christian nation. This trust is not a Christian trust. This is everyone, and I've done initiated myself like 50 court cases against them, right? Let's just go through some of this because really, I was like, I am unable to get over my death wish. Okay. I'm fine with the time that I'm here ish now. Like a cute little grandson, he's so sweet. It wears me out. Oh my god. But you know, it's a little bit more affable under the dome with a little sweet guy around. But other than that, I mean, pretty much just kill me and get me out of slavery. And so would run up credit cards, battle of the death cage match. I'm sure some people didn't remember this when I did 15, wait, maybe it was 18 court cases all at once. And I did on Facebook, battle to the death cage match, right? My God, Jesus Christ versus their God, the devil. Here are the times of the court cases. Come down and see for free, face to face, if they kill me or cage me. Let's see if my God beats theirs. Put it on Facebook, did the court cases, went there, did it all, right? So they joined up some of the cases together, and now I'm there for the first 4 that they put together. And one of them was NASA. They're all lawyers, right? 4 lawyers and the judge, a couple of spooks in the room. Closed court. Wait, wasn't a closed courtroom. This one wasn't a closed court. Everything else from then on was. And so this one individual came, this, let's just say the devil came, and offered me an 18-year-old girl. And I was like, well, you could come watch what I'm doing. I mean, I don't have any interest with you or whatever, but this is what I'm doing. And she came and, was put in a mental hospital for what she witnessed, as what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but, because in court in Florida, there's automatic mediation. So we went in the other room, like blah blah blah. Have you done mediation? No. Will you do mediation? Okay, we go in the room, and there's a mediator and like a spook or whatever, like a spy or whatever, an evil overlordy creature in the room that wasn't supposed to be there was there, and 4 lawyers and me. And the mediator's like, I don't understand what you wrote here. I just don't understand. I read it and I don't understand it, the complaint that I wrote. She's like, I don't understand. And she's trying to get me to speak what's already written. And I didn't say a word. In response to that, we get a delay there. And of course, the lawyers are like, important. My time is money, right? That's what's going on in their head as I sit there not saying anything, taking up everybody's time. So the NASA lawyer pipes up, young creature, and says to the mediator, as an answer to the question, he just doesn't like that we all worship the devil. I just is okay with saying that to me and everyone in the room, because they all worship the devil. If you don't know by experience, wow, maybe you don't love Jesus Christ enough to go in the lion's den. Maybe you don't love your God enough. I love my God enough to know and experience the truth. I loved my God and continue to love my God enough to know the truth by experience. You see, went right back into that courtroom, and what did the judge say? What did the judge say to them? Mr. McKeag, all of the judges of Sarasota County gathered to discuss you. Okay. That was the opening line of the court case. We would like to satisfy, this is what she said, he, whatever it is. We would like to satisfy whatever, is your problem. What's going on with you? What's your problem? And I was like, one of these bankers sued me. So I sued them all of them, and he's like, is that true? He says it's the lawyer, and the lawyer from Barclays is like, yes, he charged up all our credit cards and took all our money, and now he's suing us, Your Honor. And the judge is like, I didn't ask you that. I said, did you start a court case against him? He's like, yes. He charged up. He's like, that's all I didn't stop talking. Lawyer's like, what? He said, fine. Thank you, Mr. McKay. Thank you, Mr. McKay. And he says to each lawyer, he's like, hey, Mr. McKay, would you dismiss the court cases if they dismiss theirs? So I was like, yeah, that's the whole problem is they run up on me. I didn't run up on them. They run up on me. I follow the law, Hey. And they're like, oh, the judge is like, oh, okay. It tells the lawyers each one at a time, has to tell them all four because they can't listen together. And he has to say, listen, you are never going to sue him. And you are going to dismiss whatever actions you have. You're never, ever going to sue him in a courtroom in this county. You're never going to do it. Don't do it. And then each one of them proceeded to say, but Your Honor, he charged up credit card and he's suing us. They each went, and the judge is like, I didn't. He's like, do you understand? The judge couldn't get them to hear it. There are 4 armed bailiffs in the room. With chains. Should I get out of line, by the way. So we go through a thing and we do all the paperwork and everything, and everything's good to go. And judge is like, any further questions? And we're done here. I was like, yeah, I got one question, just one further one. I see that big plaque above your head. It says the God We Trust. I was like, who are the trustees of the trust? The God We Trust. I want to know that. Who are the trustees? Since you working for them, I figure you're judge. Can you tell me? Judge turns and says, get him. To the 4 armed bailiffs, right? Just didn't respond to me. Just said, get him. Literally, get him. And so I prayed to Jesus Christ, right? While I'm in there. And of course, all 4 of them are bailiffs, frozen solid, can't move a muscle in the courtroom. Can't move. That's why I went there, right? Let's find out if my God is real. Hey, everybody who came down. You didn't. Nobody here did. So, frozen solid. I said, oh, Your Honor, hey, am I free to go? Yes, please leave. Yes, you're free to go. I just stood up and walked out of there. And here I am still. They're afraid of me. They're my God. They fear me. They're polite to me now. Very polite. Extremely polite. Want to end my problems polite. You follow me? They worship the devil. The bank never signs a document. It doesn't sign a document. There is no contract. You're the only one that signs everything for every debt. So who could change that? Only you. Right? The elements to a contract, there has to be a meeting of the minds. That means 2 signatures. They don't sign a document. It's not a contract. It simply isn't. It doesn't meet any of the criteria that is a contract. It's not. There's no parties. There's just you sign a piece of paper. Oh, okay. Well, no contracts, so that doesn't do anything. Nothing on your end. It was hocus pocus on their end, right? Because they don't have an asset on their books when you go to a bank. Like I said, money is created when you ask for debt, meaning they don't have an asset. They didn't give you anything of value, but now they say that you owe them. That's non-GAAP accounting, right? That's not generally accepted accounting principles. You can't say, you have no asset on the books and you're going to sell it to someone. That's not financially legal to do that. You see what I'm saying? That's against the law. And so what is that? That's they're hiding that they had no asset and are lending you something that didn't have a value, but only has a value now that they can say you owe them. That's a hidden part of the contract, right? That's fraud. When you leave things out of the contract that are part of the contract, that's fraud. Again, one of the elements of a contract that is there, since that fraud is there, right? No contract. Let's go to the next point. In God we trust non-promissory notes, also known as dollars, right, are illegally used everywhere outside the state of Pennsylvania. They're illegally used, right? Because it's only that trust, In God we trust / USA, right? Let's look it up. I'll put it in the, let's do it right now. I'll put the link in the chat right now. Here we go, just so everybody has this. I want to answer this question fully because it's a good question. I can't believe anyone asks this still. There's a link. Okay, you can click on that link and pull up the In God We Trust. Okay, so that / there means DBA, right? Doing business as, which means legally this business can have two names and still be the same business. In God We Trust and also USA Inc. So and it's in Pennsylvania. There isn't one in another state that I can find. It's there in Pennsylvania, like they said. You can't get credit for a trust, and the USA has credit unless it's registered at the Secretary of State. So there it is. It's not actually registered in other states, meaning it's not allowed to do any financial like services business outside the state of Pennsylvania. That would be illegal. So the use of dollars outside of the state of Pennsylvania is actually illegal. You see, you can't require someone outside of Pennsylvania to use dollars. And then even within Pennsylvania, that's a whole new conversation, which of course they're not registered as a financial services business, so you can't even do it in Pennsylvania. So, but they're not registered in other states. So, how could you say I have to give you dollars when that trust isn't even registered in the state? That's against every state's laws. I could go on for a week about how the devil has programmed these people to think, you know, like they stole everything. The government, right? Votes, they're not counted. Okay, that's slavery. When a certain group of people own everything, including they own the humans by banking and lending, they own the humans, they own you. Okay, under the power of the devil, and they all know it. They all know it. They all work for the devil. They all know it. All of them, all of the bankers, all of the people who work for the government, all of the teachers, all of them work for the devil. All of them, all of them. I have proven it. I've gone through all of their systems. I live and I speak the truth. I put it on YouTube. I invited people to come. I have the proof. I have a decade of proof. Plus, I could go on and on and on about the slavery of banking and so on. So, tell people who obviously are not Christians. A Christian is someone who does the actions that Jesus Christ told us to do. If they don't have proof they're doing those actions, they're not a Christian. Period. If you don't know that banking and government is trying to enslave you to the devil, well, you're not Christian. If you're not working against that demonic, system of the devil that the devil runs, you're not a Christian because you're not doing what Jesus said, right? You're not flipping the tables on the bankers. You're not trying to feed your family. You're not trying to get back what they stole from us. You're not being a Christian, period, flat out. If you're not trying to take everything you can back that they stole, right? You're not a Christian. That's the way it works. You see, you're not loving your family, right? You're feeding off of somebody else. Like, no, you're supposed to be helping others. You're supposed to be leading the charge, put the cross on your back. I'll go first. I'll prove all this is real. I open up my trust. I get as much credit as possible. I'll show you it's fine. We'll have money to eat. The babies will eat. There'll be a roof over their head. Hey, If you don't have a baby right now, if you got a child right now, man, you don't have these questions. You don't have one of these questions that you must have the luxury to have about Christians. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like you're spending all your waking hours and ones you need to be asleep trying to feed your child. Period. If you have one. If you're not one of them. That's all you do. And you can't even hardly do it. That's some of that answer, but we'll just hold up on the most evil topic ever there for a sec, okay? And go back. All right. Good. Okay, if we have a Chase account, personal, and an LLC, should we first ask for a line of credit for the LLC or ask for the Chase personal line of credit at or the Chase credit card? I mean, you shouldn't be using an LLC. You should use a trust to build credit and stuff. Anything. I mean, maybe you would have suck a LLC dry and smack down your, person and your LLC and crush your credit, whatever. If you want to just do it for that reason only and get into it, but otherwise, don't use an LLC or anything. It's their entity that you have any bank account or any assets in it ever, then I mean you could use it to build credit. There could be reasons to do that, yes, but don't hold assets, no bank account, no other reason to use it, nothing like that. But a Chase credit card, you get a bank account and a credit card with them. Like I said, one of the ones I said, your Freedom probably, or the Sapphire Preferred, low annual fee, some of the perks like that. But I would get the Freedom, whatever multiplier looks good, because you just toss some points to your big preferred when you finally get it and level up them points so they're even better. So same answer. It's always the same answer. It's always trying to get Chase, and I went back into Amex. It's the same answer. Okay. Yeah, they worship the devil. That's right. They work for God too, just on the wrong side. Well, yeah. Well, they work for God and they're God's highest servants, right? Because unless we have someone to overcome, well, there's no what? There's no game to win your soul, right? You're in Disney World. It's like if there were no Disney characters, it'd be like, well, this is kind of boring. Nobody, what, you just get yourself on a ride and you just push each other out of the way, like, and it's just you get your own popcorn and it just spits out of the machine. There are no people here at all at Disney World. It really wouldn't function very well, would it? So that's what this is. Disney World, satisfying your desires and paying way too much. Paying with your soul. Yeah, yeah. Who is Jesus Christ's highest servant, right? Above me, I'm the highest saint. But above me, who is that? The devil, right? Because forever doing this job. Oh my! Can you? It's crazy as a you know. It's really hard to describe, entity to interact with, but it's been in the dome too long, it's overcooked. But its service is impeccable. Everybody gets what they ask for, right? Unless you don't do what I say. Then you're out of here. Yay. You see? Yeah. Social media gurus say that the bankers, lenders, all get paid from our Social Security account when we borrow from them. Is this how it works? I mean, you know, there is an accounting ish, you know what I mean, of who gets what money and junk like that. But let's just say at the moment, they have, they got We Trust has a $33 million credit limit on their uh, credit account, right? Their credit card has 33 trillion. Did I say that right? It's 33 trillion. And they haggle amongst themselves. They're like, hey, should we raise our credit limit on our credit card? Oh, what? What are you talking about? Of course, We always raise the credit limit on our credit card ourselves. Why? Because we make all the money and then we pretend that we lend it to somebody and then we have owe somebody. Like you make money on the spot and we owe somebody too. You stole all the land, all the resources, and you didn't get any money for that. We owe somebody and you're in charge. You're the management of this place. Yo, who's got some pitchforks, right? Who's who's got some pitchforks? Who's got any one of those things you light on fire, right? Let's go up to the old we know what neighborhood they're in, don't we? I mean, it's like humans, they're programmed to never be able to, right? Conspiracy theory. What? Everything happens by coincidence? Like everything? Nobody can conspire to make you their, you know, peon like they have? Not with programming you through a TV 24/7. Seemed to work pretty well. Everyone, right? They just got everyone enslaved up mentally. That's where it is. So, they're trying to make you feel bad for trying to get the here. Yo, hey, I was wiping crumbs off my table and you picked up a few crumbs down there. Those are my royal crumbs. Don't we pick up my crumbs? That's them. Messing up your credit and taking some money. What you got crumbs to them? What do they have? Millions and millions and billions and trillions and blah blah blah. But they have illions. They're ill, right? They have the illions. We're ill. We have greed. We're ill with illions. They do indeed worship that. Okay, told me to my face. They don't care. I told one cop, right? Everyone I see face, hey, you worship the devil, you're going to lose. I was like, born to lose. Thank you for losing. I appreciate it. Thank you for your service. That's what I tell them. And they look at me, what are you going to do about it? I was like, I think I'm going to pray for you right now. Since you brought it up, since you got that look on your face, since you got that comeback, I'm going to pray for you in the name of Jesus Christ. Like, they walk away, right? Whoops. Yeah, hey, mouthy, run off. Yeah, prayers. That's all we got. Everything else is fake. You're excused. Fake. One-sided contract. So your signature, you can change that fraud paperwork. Now, by their laws, you could, but they just don't follow their laws. They don't. They follow their laws when it's convenient for them for a predetermined script, isn't it? But then that whole thing's fake and nobody goes to jail. But laws, when you're like, well, they say they owe, and so they need a contract, and that's your law. So where's their contract? That's all I'm asking to see. Why they got a big hullabaloo, and why is my credit report messed up? Because all I did was ask for the paperwork that they're by law required to show us. You mean so? Because what they're saying is, you mean I could write up a contract for any company and just sign it myself, and that's cool with you? You see, like because you could be like, well, shoot, because I've done that before too. Well, hey, you know what? You owe me money. Here it is. I send that to him now. You owe me money, so go ahead and send it. It's like you can't have it both ways. You can't say I can write up something and sign it with all about your company, and now I owe you money. Well, let me just write up something all about your company, and you owe me money, since it's cool to do that. How is that not legal if you're doing it? I'm not in for them. Why is that not legal? Why is this a problem when I'm doing exactly what they're doing? I'm not changing what I'm doing to what they're doing. I'm doing the same exact thing. And now the laws somehow don't apply. You see, everything is fake. Everything is a lie. Everything. They only worship the devil. Everyone in power, everyone that has a job for the government, there are no exceptions to that. If you think there's exceptions, you haven't interacted with them enough, and you should go down there and interact with them some more. I have. You should do it some more. Because you don't know anything yet, but you should go find it out. They know. Yeah, okay. All right, all right. So, oh, let's see if I missed any. Oh, I did. Okay. Yes, go agree to trust. Yes. They do have to register the trust in every state to conduct business. Yes, especially financial services. Like you're acting like you could create money and no state has a recourse against you within that state. You're not registered. You don't have an address or anything. You're just this ghost protocol out there running everything invisibly. Oh, well, that's works for you. Why can't it work for us? I've tried every method they've done and brought it in front of them. My trust has paid them in notes. Here's the notes for my trust. It's registered. It's legal. I paid tried to pay bills with it. What? Here's serial number 666 and here's your stupid money. Here's your here's your post-it notes from a trust. Your non-binding note. There you go. But that's the law. That's how that's the laws they're using. That's the piece of paper they're using. Why? And it's a private trust they created. They're creating these notes. Why can't we create them? I don't. It's exactly the same actions. I don't see why it's legal. They can do it and we can't. Why? It's the same exact thing. What makes them better than us? You see what I'm saying? They're evil. And so they're a separate species. They're not a human. They're subhuman. They're not actually human yet. In my opinion, they're not human. They don't act human. They're heartless. They're like an animal. They're not human. Period. Not my opinion. That's my opinion. I've interacted with enough. Nah, my opinion, not human. Absolutely not. Fallen angels, yes. Human, no. Absolutely not. No. Pure evil, black to the core. Absolutely. But that's the way God made them. So that's what we're up against. That's who our adversary is. We overcome him, then we forgive him as these, pathetic. You think it's cool to because you got 9 jet skis, you're okay with yourself. The more stuff you have makes you better with yourself. You're just absolutely self-focused all the time about just having things. It's just the creepiest mindset. It's not a human mindset. No, just evil. Okay, let's see. Saley, yes, right. Hell yeah, that's funny. John, how long does it take to be able to open the trust bank account from starting the process? It has to be a business day because the bank has to be open. So that day you could do it. Or might take you another, study one day, and you could do it over a weekend. Like look it over, do your papers, and go in Monday. That's it. Do we have to wait to get no. The only reason the Secretary of State needs to be involved for use of this trust is for credit. You see what I'm saying? I like I was saying, I know the USA has credit, right? They're like, we're in debt, blah 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 blah. Blah. Oh, okay. You have credit. So I know you're registered at a Secretary of State. You can't get credit for your trust unless you register, but you can use it. You can get a bank account. You can do everything you want with it. You just uh, because on an application for credit, right? You're filling out an application for credit. And this is what I'm talking about, the ego we trust. So you have to understand what I'm actually going to, this is hypercritical information, what I'm going to share with you. Okay. Right now, you have to get this concept as to why I found the ego we trust. You have to understand what I'm going to tell you right now. Okay. It's very simple. It's following their rules. Okay. If you start a trust, it's a private trust, right? What does private mean? The same thing as non-statutory. In other words, an agent of the state did not create this trust. You created it yourself. You're not licensed. You're not with the state. You're not one of the evils. Satan and the I would say it to the L's. Satan and the evils. You're not one of them. You see. So you create it yourself privately. Private. That's what private means. You create it yourself. So this trust is never not private because you can't not have been the one that created it. You will always have been the creator of this trust, grantor. You created it, so it's always private. And so is theirs. It's always private. Okay. So You're filling out an application for credit, and oh, we were saying get the chasing preferred when you can, right, for your trust. Well, you fill out the application for Chase, and they give them an address for your trust, and they go look it up in the state, such and such an address. So go look it up as part of one of the things they do to ensure they're going to lend to you. Is go look up your organization at the address you said at the Secretary of State in that state. Why? Because then they have legal recourse against your organization. Otherwise, they don't. If you're not registered in that state, they don't see that that's enough legal recourse, to lend to you. They won't lend. All right. They go look you up because it's not like starting an LLC at the Secretary of State. That's already registered. That's already with this. That's through the state. You see, it's already there. You didn't do that. You have to pay them a fee if the state does it to have it seen by creditors. You see, for recourse for them. So no, you don't need to register a trust to use it, just for credit. Okay, that's it, right? So, and that's why you see that concept. That's why it was so easy to find them. Once I went through the experience of starting this trust and try to build credit for it and all that stuff, I could have built it without registering at Secretary of State. I just, oh, you're not the Secretary of State. We won't let. Oh, okay. Got to register. I see that. Okay. So, the BS made up stories that they have always have to have some, thread of verisimilitude of backdrop to it. Not very thick paint on the canvas, but at least let's paint the canvas a little bit. You know, Declaration of Independence, that Declaration of Trust, uh, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Okay, there it is in Pennsylvania. Okay, that part was true. Okay, there it is. Boom. So easy. Once you know the truth. The truth sets you free, gives you power over, they no longer have this knowledge, this system that's hidden. I unveiled it. I am a trained auditor, right? With an MBA. More than 30 years in business experience. I caught them. That's it. So this is how they're doing it. We could do it too. That's why I'm still sitting here. What, are they going to stop doing this? There is no other system than this. They don't think, they don't create. They just follow orders of the devil. Like, do this. And the devil's not creative either. It's like, this is the game, you will play it. Same time every time. There's no, oh, but what if they close this loophole? You don't understand your adversary to say that. You don't understand them at all or the situation to be concerned about programming stuff that is false, is fake. You see? Just open up your trust. It's under Jesus. Everything's cool. They can't touch it. Boom. Done. Yeah, super simple. Look at it over the weekend. Open up your trust. Boom. Done. Everything's safe. Your soul, your money, everything. And don't have to tell you anymore. No reporting. Yay. It'd be the happiest moment of your life. I know it was for me. Truth set us free. Yes. For the lies that bound us. Yes, exactly. How long does it take to get the Secretary of State letter? Each state is a different process. You get in the mentor program, you got to see if you can do it in your state. Get into the our private forum, the classroom, and look what's in there under that information about your state, if there is any, and so on. It depends, on where you are, what your choices are, and stuff like that. You have to look into it. Okay, that's not as easy an answer because each state has its own process. I've usually in Florida, I've been able to do it, but it's like they send it back. We need this. And it goes back and forth. It usually takes time. So, if you're going to build credit for a trust, start. It's a process that you have to go through. So. Yeah, the mentor program, the Business Finance 101 teaches every step of that building of credit process. It's all in there. Sail it. It's all there. Okay? Yeah, nothing's left out. It's all there. And how to fill out the form, everything. Okay? All right, that was a long one, but I guess got a little windy on the whole bankers. I mean, taking money from the bankers as a Christian. That's actually, I would say, the only thing, maybe, that I would actually agree would say for sure as a Christian, doing that one thing. Anything else, I'm not so sure. Anything else is necessarily being Christian, but that I know is being Christian because he done it in anger. You see, was so forceful about showing us this must be done in anger against them for the evil they are doing. I mean, if you're not focused on doing that, and so to the point where they will take your life for doing it, you're not a Christian. Somebody says they're Christian to me, I was like, prove it. What have you done against them? They worship the devil. What have you done? Prove. Show me your proof right now. Pull up your videos. Show me your proof. You're not a Christian. No, you're not. No, you're not. It's based on action. What are you talking about? Just because you say you are, that's not how you get in. That's not how you get into the kingdom of heaven. No, that ain't how you get in. Oh no, 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 no. Has nothing to do with what you say. Has to do with what you do. Do unto others. Do. Don't matter what you say. What have you done? Prove it. And you got no proof? See, if you don't save proof, you did it for yourself. You didn't try to help anyone with your proof like I do, and anyone else that puts out proof. Oh, this is what I was able to do. Oh, now you actually, after you did your work, you saved the proof and you put out a testimonial. Now you actually finally did what Jesus said. You helped your brothers and sisters with your proof. Because if you don't have proof of what you didn't help anybody. Maybe yourself, but you didn't help yourself spiritually, not at all. Not even a little, because you didn't help anyone else. Everyone else is just as a slave. What are you worried about? What are you going to die? Hey, that's how you win. They can't kill me. Who do they want dead most? Obviously. If they can't kill me, you're fine. Come on. Think about it. My God. Right? Okay, listen. So jump into next one. It's going to be free for all. All the subscribers are in. All right, and everyone. I'm just going to throw it out there live, and we're going to talk about take a vacation for free, summer vacation. You knock down your house of cards, get some points. Let's talk about all the stuff they got. Bankers, thank you. Get out your rake and start raking it back in. Hey, everything you stole, give me some of that back. They're like, hey, stop. Like, yeah, no, get out. Give me everything I can get. I got mouths to feed up in here. My God, are you not run over with people in your physical environment that are like would be homeless otherwise? I know I am all the time. Family is like it's impossible financially, or you're one of them. So you don't want to be a millionaire. All right. Thanks for popping in. Come by next week. Thanks for all the great questions. You know, try and get this info out to people. They block us like crazy. It is so hard to get this out. It's ridiculous. Like I have to grind 7 days a week to get this out. I never get a break, not ever, you know. So, uh, help me push it out there, get some more folks, under the truth. That's all we can do. All right. Until next week, right? Everyone, right? Get yourself right. Oh, uh, I roasted a baker today, and everybody ate. Yeah. Oh well, their money anyway. Yes. All right. Get what you can. And yes, Christians do what's right. They do what's necessary, right, under the law, under our slavery system to feed their and house their loved ones as best they can, right? That's all we could do. Push your channel. Oh, that would be lovely. Thank you. Uh Appreciate it. You can always write us if you have something for that. We got a referral program too. Contact at liberty8academy.org. We got ways to interact and help, and we're always open to somebody do it somehow. So thank you. Thanks for thinking of us. Uh, okay. Have a good week. Uh, to clarify, the trust doesn't need to be a church. Exactly, it doesn't. Nope, it could be a convention, which is an agreement between two parties. You can do anything. What does the In God We Trust do? Anything that a human can do has been done in the name of the U.S. government. Anything, a plumbing, war, creating money, slavery, moving drugs, right? Everything illegal and everything legal. They've done everything under that trust. Why couldn't you? I just say don't do the illegal stuff. Don't do the evil illegal stuff. But you can do everything else. They've proven that to us. See? We can do what they can do with the trust. Otherwise, what? They're gonna they start bringing out trust in court. Well, where is that court of chancery, right? I know there's one in Delaware. You're gonna use it? Because once you use it, once we find it, hey, why can I not be I'll be like, hey, you knew I was coming down. Hi, let's go to trust court 50 times. What do you say? Hey, hey, homies. Yeah, they're not going to do that. Why would they do that? They rule in the world behind a curtain. Everyone's their slave with this. Why they want to give that up just for me? I'm nobody. I just expose the truth and like, don't tell anyone. Don't get many views. No, 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 no. What? I'm not getting much penetration, obviously. Maybe into your heart and mind, but not in the general populace, you see? Get your trust property exempt. Exactly. All right. Yeah. Okay. Next week, then. All right. Let's do it. It'll be a big one. Okay. Be a lot more people in here. Let's jump into that. Thanks for supporting us. We appreciate it. Y'all have a great week. All right.